Well, y'all, I just wanted to come out here because I transplanted some stuff today, and I did a video this morning, but I went back in my camera to post it or upload it to YouTube. My video was gone. Couldn't find it. So I wanted to come out here and at least show you what I did. I transplanted one of my pepper plants right there. I put one there, and I put one of my patty pans right there, the patty pan squash. I put a pepper plant here, and then I worked on my green stalk tower. Now, in the future, the next time I transplant peppers, as soon as they get big enough, I might put another pepper over here. Because you can see my peppers are growing pretty good in my dish pans so far. And in my buckets. And I did transplant 2 peppers here. I moved my squash from the other side of the yard over here because the sun was just frying it. Look how brown it looks. And I do need to get scissors or something and cut those leaves off. That's what I'm going to do next, is go around to all the garden, take a pair of scissors or something, or clippers, and cut each brown leaf off. Well, I can't cut all of those off. I would skin that one if I did. But this is what I was telling people in my chat, in my live a few minutes ago. Look at my basil. Look at the holes in the leaves. I've never had my basil to do that before. There's some kind of bug that's been just eating my basil up. So I have ordered some spray that I'm going to try spraying it with and see if that will help, because I've got a lot of basil plants that came up from seed that I'm going to be transplanting, and I don't want to just transplant my basil for it to be bug food. And see, I left 1 pepper there, or 2 peppers. That's all I'm going to leave in that pot, that little one. But see, I planted basil in a lot of these open sections. I put a pepper down there. I put a pepper up here. I've got a pepper there. I got a basil here, and it's kind of wilted over, but it'll be all right. And I put a tomato plant there. So I got all my holes full, if all of it will survive. But that's what I was videoing earlier today. And like I told him in my live that I did a little while ago, I videoed every bit of it. The video showed that I had like 1 hour and 48 minutes of video. But I turned the button, touched the button to turn the video off to stop it. I went in the house, got everything situated, and then I was going to go check the video to upload it. I needed to view it first to see if I needed to edit it or whatever I needed to do to it. And the video was gone. I mean, it just vanished into cyberspace. So, I don't know what's up with that. But that's what I was working on, and I showed every bit of it in the video. And I even told in there that I needed to add native soil to this tower. But it's been so dry, I've just been planting in it like it is. I did add a little bit of potting soil, because that's all I had. Because the ground is hard as a brick. You can't dig a shovel full of dirt right now. Or I would put some of my native clay dirt in there to help hold the moisture. That's one thing you need in this heat of the Texas weather. you need not only drainage, but you need soil that's going to hold water. And I put a pepper plant right there. I want to try it. It'll be growing with my zinnia and my clematis. But I think it'll be pretty to have a nice pepper plant there. And I've put a pepper plant there. And I need to come back out here and give that one some water. I put a pepper plant there with that squash that's come back to life. And that's the patty pan I planted in there. Patty pan squash. So, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go get some water right now while I think of it. And I'm going to put to that pepper, because if I don't, I'll forget it. And you know what I'm going to do? Since I fill the green stalk tower full of compost tea today and it drained off there, the excess, I'm going to take this excess out of this little container that's been catching it. And I'm going to go over there and water it. See, that's the good thing about catching your overflow of compost tea. And the way I do it in my totes out there. So when it rains, if you get any excess coming out, you can, I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit to that. And I feel a few drops of rain. I'm going to go ahead and put a few drops in there. And see that little melon? I hope it matures and ripens. But I'm going to go ahead and put some to this one. I must have forgot it earlier because it shouldn't be wilted down any. Yeah, but oh my God, it feels so good out here. The high was only supposed to be 95, and I don't think it's quite 95 right now. And it's raining, y'all. I feel raindrops. That's going to do my garden a world of good. Another thing I wanted to do was mix up just a tiny bit of that insecticide and put to those squash plants out there. And I'm doing this because if I haven't lost, and you know I'm going to put a little bit to my basil too. Because it's supposed to keep the bugs from getting up on them. If I can get the tripod set up. Maybe that'll get enough in the dirt and get up in the plant that'll leave my plants alone. Well, I want to go put it to my squash first. Put it to this one. Because I'm just thinking I probably did not, and see, I'm finding so many things to put it to on the way to there. I'm going to have to go back and fill it up again. Like those. Look at where the bugs are eating the leaves. So I think that's what I'm going to do over here. I need to get some of this to my green stalk tower as well. But I'm about out of it if I put it on stronger. And I hate to even use that water. It's got so many chemicals in it. I know it's just gonna, it'll help kill my plants, what it'll do. But I've got to get this insecticide to these plants out here. Like to this squash plant. That's the winter squash. Part of it is done, gave way to something. The okra looks okay. Oops. But I want to see, this is where I planted 2 tomato plants. I think a pear tomato and a rainbow tomato. And I've got patty pan squash. And one of them may be a spaghetti squash, I'm not sure. But I need to put some of this to them too. That way at least they'll get a head start. I mean, they won't. Sorry about that. I got it all wet. I didn't want it to drop over. But that's the way I always did when I ordered the Bear product for your vegetables. I would plant my plants like this when they were little ones, just new transplants. I would put the insecticide to them. And I never had problems with those squash bugs. Never. This one looks pretty good. I mean, this one looks good, but you never know. I don't know if those squash bugs will get on it. So I'm watering it with the insecticide. And I've only got a little bit left, so I think I'm going to go grab it and put more of it out on my squash plants. It's starting to sprinkle pretty good. I may have to end the video just because it's raining. But yeah, so far this stuff is not working as good as the Bear product. And for the life of me, I do not know why they stopped having the Bear product. But the day I went in there to look for it, last year, I said, well, where's the Bear product for vegetable gardens? He said, oh, we don't carry that anymore. They pulled it off the market. I said, why did they do that? He says, I don't know. They just did. We can't get it anymore. So, I don't know. I don't know why they did that. Yeah, but I'm going to have to buy me some more of this. Or I'll check on the fruit tree Bear product and see if they recommend it for the vegetable garden as well, like they did this one. Because, man, you don't want to plant your stuff and then let the bugs just eat it up. It's like you're planting just for the bugs. And see, I've got left the stem in there. Sometimes if you leave the stem, it'll grow back from the stem, so we'll put some insecticide there in case there's any of the bugs there that'll kill them. Put some over here. I mean, it's already killed some of my plants. Something's really working on that. It was probably one of those squash bugs. And see, it's already killed that one. I'm gonna have to replant something there. I need to put a bigger rock in that bucket because it doesn't want to stay. And see here, the sun is basically killing this plant, this cucumber plant. And my lettuce. See, it's only barely sprinkling. So if it doesn't do any more than that, it's really not going to help the plants. The cooler temperature helps, but there's not going to be any water for the plants. If it would rain and soften the dirt up so I could dig out some dirt to put in my buckets and totes, that would help. Put in some dirt that will hold moisture. I'm going to go ahead and get every bit of it out of there, as much as it costs. Can't afford to leave nothing in there. And just for the fun of it, I think I've got some insecticides or something in my shed. Don't know if it's anything I can use for my squash bugs or not, but doesn't hurt to look and see. So I'm going in here to look. And it'll get dark in there, so there's no need in taking the camera. I don't have a light. I got grass killers, weed killers, everything it looks like but bug killer. So I'll just have to use what I got. And see, I wanted to put some to that green stalk tower too. But at least I don't have squash in there. So I'll go ahead and fix this last bucket of insecticide because I don't have any more. But this might be enough to ward them off a little bit until I can get some more that might work a little bit better. Tomato plants grow pretty hardy in heat, as long as you can keep them watered good. About the only thing you got to worry about with your tomatoes is your hornworms, and I don't usually get that many of them. I definitely need more dirt in these buckets, in these totes. I don't know if that'll be enough to do any good, but at least I'm trying. You can see a lot of my pink totes are not even half full. I mean, you can see the dark down here. So it definitely needs more dirt. So if I can dig up some of my native soil, which is kind of clayey in some spots, I'm going to put that to them and see if that will help. But at least I got more to this winter squash. So if there's bugs down in there, maybe it'll, and I know that's what it is. I mean, it's got to be what it is down in there. So, I mean, part of it still looks good out there, but I don't know for how much longer. The one I had in that bag just completely gave up because this just grows over it. I mean, you can see this is the one that I had in here originally, and the squash bugs just got to it. And I see a couple of okra I need to get. Oh, look at there. I got ants on my okra. Get them off. Can't have my okra. That's something else. The ants here will eat your vegetables if you're not careful. So when I get my spray, which should come tomorrow because I ordered it, I will definitely spray my okra plants. I need to get granules. I've got some. I forgot about that. I do have ant granules I can put down at the base of the okra plant to kill those ants. Let me go get it. Because it's not going to hurt that it's raining a little bit on the ant poison. Because it's granules and they tell you to wet it after you put it out anyway. If I can find what I just did with my keys. You'll be in on me putting out ant granules. I think I got enough right here to take care of those ants. And I do have an ant, so far the ants haven't gotten to this. But I do see a big okra in there that I need to get out. 2 of them. I just picked 3 okra. And I don't know, you're supposed to be able to lose weight on okra. On vegetables. As long as you don't fill them full of grease and all the fatty stuff that you put in that stuff. Let me get this up here. I'll be right back. I'd like to lose weight, but I want to be healthy. Being healthy to me is the number one. So I don't want to go on an all meat diet. I don't think you'd be able to stay just on an all meat diet. You might be able to. I gotta get this open. On this one before they get on it. Put ant granules around the bottom of it. It should keep them away. But I want to show you something. Those old squash borers have done away with this beautiful squash plant that was here. But look at the tomato. There's a volunteer tomato plant coming up in there, and I'm going to leave it. If it survived the squash bugs and everything else, and it wants to grow, I'm leaving that tomato plant right there. But that was a beautiful winter squash plant, and look at it now. I mean, it's just destroyed it. Like I said, I don't know if I just didn't get enough of it, enough of the insecticide to that plant quick enough, or if it just didn't work that well. You see, I've got a melon down in here. I think that's the early dew melon right there. But the squash, it's just giving away to everything. Look at this. And they were so pretty to begin with. Well, I'm never doing that again. From now on, I'm not planting my squash unless I've got a good insecticide to go on it. And look at my poor cabbage right here. It's just burnt up. I mean, I can cut all that brown part off of it and keep it watered, and it'll come back from the stem. But look at my poor watermelon. Just got too hot on it. But it's still alive. I mean, it's not dying at the base, so there's still hope for that. And there's still hope for my melons here. I've got 2 of them. But you know what? I'm going to put a little bit of this in my squash plant too. Just to see if it'll help. Can't hurt, can it? Definitely can't hurt. It can't hurt this one either. I'll try anything to keep my plants alive. And this watermelon was almost ready to succumb to the heat, but it's still alive, and it'll do pretty good, I think, if I can just keep water to it. I'm going to put a little bit of this in these too, just to keep them. Whatever ants and other bugs it'll keep out of there. But I thought I was doing a good thing by putting all of these to where they'd get morning sun and afternoon shade, but I don't know. Especially that cucumber at the end, it does not like the heat. It's an oriental cucumber, that long one. It does not like the heat down there. And I never did get a stake or anything to put there to shade it. I don't know what to hook it to. I hate drilling holes in the shed just to hook a shade cloth to it, but I may have to put something up there. Just don't know what. Yeah, I'm going to put some over here too. I don't know what all it does kill. I think it kills more than just ants. It says it's good for green peas, edible pods, sugar snap peas, green beans, wax beans, snap beans, dry beans, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, Chinese broccoli. It's basically good for all your garden. Ant, flea, and tick killer, but You know, if it'll kill the ants and the fleas and the ticks, it'll kill any other bug that gets out here that you don't want in your garden too. So I'm putting some of it to all of them. Like I said, it can't hurt, can it? But I really need to get another container of the insecticide. Is really what I need to do. Down there. But it didn't make it. One up here that turned yellow, and that was just from the heat. See what happens to them on the vine? That was a little cucumber, and the heat, this over 100-degree temperatures turned it yellow. So it stopped its growth too. I guess I can put a little bit here. I don't think I did that a while ago. Not gonna hurt it. But see, I got squash plants over there that I need to put some insecticide to. I mean, I put some to them the first go round, but I don't think it was strong enough. So like I said, I'm gonna have to get some more. And I don't know if y'all know this trick of tying your bags up. When I cut the top, I leave a part at the corner to where when I gather this up and twist it, I can go around with this part and tie it. Make a loop. And it ties tight enough that it holds the bag shut. You don't have to worry about closing it with anything else. So, and I'm going to have to put a new Band-Aid on my finger because I've been digging around in the dirt, so to speak. Just a couple of things over there I wanted to put just a little bit of compost tea or water to. I mean, these poor things. Oh, hey there, little buddy. Where have you been? Huh? Where have you been? Where have you been? He's been prowling the neighborhood today. Let me go over there right quick with this water before I forget what I was going to water. I don't even know now. I think it was my cucumbers. Just put a little bit to them. Little buddy, he grabbed my... He almost made me trip over my tripod. Yeah, but see, I mean, that poor squash plant's pretty much gone almost. Might not be such a good idea, the chemicals in that freaking water. But since it's not so hot, maybe it won't burn my plant. Little buddy running around with me. Get away from my tomato plant. Don't want you to break it off. Hard enough trying to get it to grow. You know, it's been hard enough to get it to grow. Look at him stretching. Oh, those raindrops actually feel good. But I don't think it's going to rain enough to even wet the ground. I mean, you can see them on the rocks, just one or two here and there. But it's probably not going to rain enough to get the ground wet. That's the way it was the other day. It sprinkled and I just knew we were going to get a good shower. But it did not rain enough to get the ground wet. Move out of the way, little buddy. You're blocking me. You coming in? Let me go get you some food. Yeah, I found that he likes me to put water in his food because it softens it up. I'll get rid of that. Let me add you some to what I got here. Oh my goodness. Little buddy. Why didn't you stay over there in front of the camera for the people? Huh? Here you go. There's your some food. And yeah, I've been letting him come in long enough for him to eat. Because if I put his bowl outside, there's another cat that comes up that'll fight him for his food. I found out. If I leave his bowl out at night, the possums will come up and eat his food. So I don't leave it out. I only take his bowl out to feed him when he's here. And I do let him come in the house because if I put it out on the porch, the ants get in it. And then I have to throw half the food away. So I just let him come in the house, he eats, and then he usually wants to go right back out when he's through eating. So I bring him in long enough for him to eat, and then I'll let him go out. I have to get me some water. Yeah, I don't think it's going to really rain. It's sprinkled a little bit because it's been so hot. Hopefully we'll get the rain tomorrow if they haven't changed the forecast. Ooh, I'm going to sit down a minute, little buddy, while you eat. Oh. Yeah, and I guess some people thought it might have been terrible of me to be eating on my live this evening, but I was hungry, I was tired. I wanted to get the live done, but I thought I'd be able to eat before I went into the live, but it didn't happen that way. I said, well, it's close to supper time. If I make other people hungry, they'll just eat their dinner. Ain't that right, little buddy? They can just eat their dinner. And I gotta go in there and take me a shower. Wash my hands, get this poison off my hands. Oh. Yeah, he likes his food pretty good when you put water or fish juice, fish water, anything like that, out of a can of salmon or a can of tuna fish. He loves it that way. But he doesn't care too much for just the dry food by itself. But as long as you put a little bit of water and let it soak up into the little pieces of food and it softens up some, he loves it that way. So that's the way I've been giving it to him lately. Yeah, when I put food out for him, I want to know little buddy gets it. I don't want the wild animals and every other cat in the neighborhood to be eating his food to where he goes hungry. He was pretty hungry. He ate a good bit this morning when he was here. I think he likes that little bit of water that was in there. Yet I could put a water bowl out and he doesn't drink a whole lot out of it. Put a little bit more in there for you. Is that what you wanted? Yeah, see, I put a little bit more water in there and he's going for that. Oh. I guess it gets the taste of his cat food in the water. So he likes water then. I know there are some foods, dry foods, that they tell you to add water or some other liquids to it. Have you had enough? Are you full? Well, you want to go out? Yeah, see, he already wants to go out. Go ahead. He says it's not so hot out there today. So with that, I'm going to bid you folks a good day. I'm going to go ahead and get cleaned up. Yeah, I look a sight. I got my Texas Ranger shirt on today. But anyway, I appreciate all of you watching my videos, liking my videos, subscribing to my videos. So please like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends about it. Get them to subscribe. Y'all have a blessed Saturday evening. I'll see you on my next one. Bye now.